Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of, well, can you guess where we are? We have hashtag rocket science on the wall. If we come up here, yeah, this is KSP. Welcome to the third episode in the playlist, I suppose. And, yeah, so first episode was in the demo, second episode was in the full game. Well, the full game while being in the development, of course, because, they're still developing it. And now we're in version 0.21, I believe. So, I think the primary thing about this version is just, like, the updated graphics in it, or whatnot. You have all this, like, beautiful shading, and especially, like, the buildings, how they were modeled. This didn't look much like the old VAV. And, like, you can actually see my flag now, because it's on a wall, so that's cool. I like that. So, yeah, what this is I created something like this in what do you call it? I created something almost like this in, a prior version, right? I don't even know what to call it, but okay, right, I created it in the last update. I created a monster rover, as I called it, which is basically just an oversized rover. I'm sure there are bigger rovers than the one I've created, but, it's the largest of my variety. It's the largest of what I've been able to create. So, instead of doing anything like I've usually done, since I haven't really had a chance to make any, what do you call it? I haven't had a chance to make any spaceships as of the time that the new update came out. Like, the only thing I made is something called a radial rocket can and a monster rover. Those are the only two things I've made. Oh, and a crawler, which is just a different type of rover. I think Jebediah is usually the leader of expeditions, so let's keep him in the driver's seat. Bill, let's put him in the, he'll go in the MK lander can, so we can choose who goes on expeditions. This is really cool. And this is all within the rover. It can hold up to 8 people at a time, and this is usually for pilots, this is usually for, astronaut carriers, and this is usually for, I don't know, just more astronaut place. I don't know, because, if it's an astronaut center, you're gonna expect to have astronauts in rovers. So yeah, this is pretty cool. From the driver's seat of the rover, you can see the vehicle assembly building. You can see like the updated graphics. I just like the only reason why I actually created this, like the reason why I created this rover in the first place was actually because I wanted a faster way to get around the Space Center without having to walk in ×4 speed. So I created a rover that I could transport people so that I could just like look at the aesthetics. It's interesting. All the aesthetics are very interesting, and there's no unneeded like clipping. You actually have like staircases that you can walk up. That's amazing. Staircases. Like, I didn't know that Kerbal technology had such things. I thought we were just up to date with ladders. It's like a whole new world. A few things while we're here. Okay, let's extend some of our antennas. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's basically all we have to do. But you see, usually I don't have spaceships or like rovers, if you want to be specific, that hold up to this many Kerbals. So I just really like looking at all the Kerbals while they're just sort of like here. Because look at this, we can just like go over pages and there's like all these people. So Bill Kerman right now is in this like bottom capsule, right? So he's just sort of like watching us as we go backwards. And Greg Bart, he's in the top capsule. It's right above Bill's. And then we have 4 people all inside of here. Okay, yeah, this is the little area. You can stare at things. And I think this is Bob, right next to me. Yeah, that's Bob. He's looking happy. Alright, so this right here, you are staring at the radial rocket can. Yeah, as you can see, it has radial rockets, and it's an MK1 lander can. At least I think that's what it's called. So that's why I called it the radial rocket can, and it's really not all that impressive. It just sort of flies up. But I find it interesting because, I don't usually use radial rockets, and I got a chance to use these new decouplers, which, they, like, separate completely, even the decouplers. And then we even have radial parachutes, so, we just, like, get all this radial stuff here. Yeah, so since I barely have any spaceships in this, I guess we might as well just start building one, right? Maybe we can build the official spaceship design to go to the moon. You know, that we could actually do that right now. This is the opportunity since we don't actually have a spaceship yet. This is the opportunity. Alright, so I think I'll use this type of design instead of the other one where only one person can land at a time. So this, we can hold 3 Kerbals at top and 4 Kerbals at bottom. So we'll have a 7 Kerbal voyage crew. We have a really derpy ladder here, but I think that's all the better. It's Kerbal engineering. Okay, so for this, I think I'm actually going to use the Poodle engine, and I've never actually used it before in landing or in any of my spaceships, so I'm not sure what to expect from it. I think it's, in my eyes, I think it was used for like actual movement through space. I didn't think it was intended for landing. But in my mind, I think it's just a larger version of this, which I often do use for landing, so I think this will work for carrying down a large spaceship. Okay, so whether or not this can fly, I can safely say, no. But I sort of want to see how it flies anyway, so let's just sort of stop it here, right? We'll just revert back to the launch, and then we'll see how it actually launches. Or we just start up the ignition before it all starts crashing down. What does go wrong here? Is there a structural failure somewhere? I mean, just a little bit of shaking and then a disconnection causes all of this to happen. It's pretty crazy. I don't usually build spacecrafts that are, you know, have like giant engines referring on smaller engines and an adapter. Especially because it's my first time using one of the adapters in a situation like this. This is what I like to call rocket science. How's it going, Bob? You having fun, Bob? Bob, you know you're supposed to be controlling the spaceship, Bob. Bob? Bob, are we falling, Bob? Bob, I don't think this is normal, Bob. Bob? Bob! Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throttle up the engines, start fire. Only one of them fired. Guys, all 3 of you are supposed to fire, you know that? And only one of those fired. Oh, God. I'm noticing a chain. Huh. Okay, wait. There we go, so now they're all clumped together in a 3. I think that might actually help it. Okay, so those are all clumped together in a 3. Everything else is in clumps. Okay, now let's save it. Okay, now that we've fixed everything, we're a bit unbalanced. What? We fix everything and then you decide to just sort of fall out of place? Is that where you're getting at? Okay, either way, turn on SES, and only one of them fires. And only one of them fires. And I'm sure only one of them would fire. And, we're alive. Every single one of us are alive. I am questioning what happened here. Very much. I'm very confused at this. I don't know what's happening. The staging is all correct. Were it to actually go off correctly. Because all 3 of these are even grouped, so I wouldn't see any issues within the stage. Huh. It seems like a few decouplers didn't go through properly, so in case that happens to be the issue somehow, I'm gonna add in the decouplers again. Or not the decouplers, sorry, these struts. Because it looks like a couple of them, like, got messed up, so I'm gonna see if that's actually the case. Because maybe there's an immediate disconnection as soon as they start, and then it causes for only one of them to fire because the struts aren't holding them together. You know, like, maybe it's something like that. Like, I'm not sure what to expect. Oh, all 3 of them fired. Oh! Wow, maybe it was the strut work. Really? How did the strut work? How did the strut work affect the engines? I guess there might have actually been an immediate disconnection, so we need the struts to be there. Wow. Okay, what do you know? What do you know? So I'm gonna cut these engines. I'm gonna try to. Okay, so all of them did decouple. Once I lose those engines, okay, those engines work. Cut this. Okay, that engine works. Cut that. And the final engine works. Okay, awesome. So, if we were to be over the moon right now, this would be when we land. So, yeah. All the separation works, so this is good. We can actually launch it. Okay. Is everything working good? It's on a slight angle, but I don't care because the struts are there and hopefully the SAS works. Okay, everything fired at once. We have all of our crew members aboard. Can this be a successful flight? Okay, we have RCS tanks, so if this thing slides too much off track, we can move it back on. Okay. Good job, Jebediah. I think you have successfully assisted creating the first rocket that will take us maybe to the moon. We might get to the moon today. We might get to the moon. Okay. I just hit the separation button. Why did nothing just separate? Wait a minute, a couple stages disconnected. Is it really this unstable? Do we really have to switch to this stage this early? Okay, why not? And I'll tell you what, Jebediah, if we can't get to the moon today, maybe we'll get to an orbit, okay? Whatever makes Jebediah happy. We have a little bit of fuel left on this stage, moving at about, what is this, 600 meters per second? Our apoapsis getting increasingly larger, currently at about 55,000 feet in the air, or meters, is it? Yeah, I think it's meters. Stage separation. There we go, now successful stage separation. A little bit of spinning due to the SAS. Just a second. We have to unspin it, we have to unwind it. Turn it the other way. Let me just start up the burn right now. Because I know if I miss the apoapsis, then I'm basically done for, so I might as well do it early. Wait, was there an awkward separation there? I thought I heard something break. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Oh, well, look at that. They're looking down on Earth. That's really interesting. We're not on Earth. Down on Kerbin. Alright, this is a pretty good orbit. I like it. Alright, the fuel just burnt out there, so we're going to separate. And then we're going to burn with our landing fuel. So I just want to see how far we can actually get with with having one stage gone down the drain because of a failure in connection. Let's see how far we can go anyways, right? I didn't even know I was going into space this episode. That's why I had a background with just blueness and cloudness. Oh, how would this be for a postcard? Well, like... oh my god, look at his face! He looks a bit worried, just a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh! I overshot it a little bit, but I accidentally got a Mooner encounter. Mun encounter? Mun escape. Awesome. Hey guys, Jebediah, news has it you might actually get to the moon today. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. And, okay, so we have a crash course right now, but that's actually all the better in my mind. But look at all those craters. Oh my god, this is what the new update's all about. It's all about difficulty and landing on the moon. And aesthetic. And aesthetic. Okay, we are now burning retrograde, which is currently away from the moon. So that we can close off this orbit. I see it closing right now. Awesome. And so we're basically going to do the same thing we did in episode 1, except, you know, with a different spaceship. And, you know, the episode 1 spaceship was a very clunky, like, prototype version of a spaceship. So, you know, hopefully this might work better, but, you know, no promises, because, you know, I'm not the best with this whole rocket science thing. Oh, look at that as we approach. I probably want to stop the time warp about now. Okay, yeah, we're still about 100,000 meters above the surface, though. That's very surprising to me. I do not think we're gonna survive this. Not at all. Okay, that was the last bit of our fuel there. Okay, Jeb, you're gonna make the leap of faith. Okay, there goes his RCS. Burn upwards. Oh, we're leaving the spacecraft. Oh god. Wait, I don't think this will be enough to stop our velocity. Hey Jeb, I'm just gonna say to you now, GG. GG no reap! Okay, first off, did anybody survive that? No. Okay, there were no survivors. If we ever do get these stages to not fail on us, then most certainly this will get us to the moon safely. Most certainly, because we'll have more than enough fuel to land in this thing. You see, all of them survived to the thanks of life support machines and reverting saves. So, thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to disappear now. Goodbye.